everyone, and welcome to this week's video. This week I am turning a piece of apple, and I have not turned apple before, so I'm interested in getting this one started and see what it looks like. So like and subscribe, hit the thumbs up button before you forget, and let's get to it. Starting out with the bandsaw here to take a little bit off of this piece of Applewood. As you can see, there's a hollow piece inside, and I try to cut a little bit of that out. I leave some of it just because I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. So using a faceplate to attach it to the lathe. And once the tailstock is pulled up, I set the tool rest to the right height and distance from the piece of Applewood. Sometimes this is tricky and you have to, well, at least me anyway, I have to stop and fix it mid-turning. It's not just right. So starting with the Carter & Son bowl gouge here, this is the 3/4 inch bowl gouge. And going pretty slow here. I think I'm around shy of 300 RPM here. I've switched to the 1-inch bowl gouge also from Carter & Son. This is working a little bit better than the other one, probably because it's sharper. And moving the tool rest in so it's safer. And getting it into round. It is pretty much into round, and I'm back to the 3/4 inch bowl gouge. Starting to work on the curve a little bit. And I stopped off camera to sharpen, so this is going to be pretty smooth. Look at that, like a hot knife through butter. So the piece is now round and I can start working on the bottom. And the tricky part here is that there are some hollow spaces. So taking my time and trying not to get hit with any pieces flying off. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with the hollow spot. I was thinking about putting resin in it, and then it seemed like it would be a little unstable. So I decided to turn it down to the solid wood. If the area was smaller, I probably would have put some resin in there. I probably still could have, but next time. This is the first time that I've turned Applewood. Let me know if you have down in the comments and what you think. I liked turning this piece. I thought it was a pretty wood. I'm personally still partial to maple. But again, this is the first piece of Applewood that I've turned, so I have some larger pieces that I'm going to try soon, but they need to dry a little bit more. I sort of risked it with this one. This one was not quite as dry as I like them to be when I start turning. I think it was around 14–15%, something like that. Making the mortise here with the skew chisel and the bowl gouge. I've had some questions about what I sharpen with. If you've watched any of my videos before, you know that I've probably mentioned the Robert Sorby sharpening system. That is what I use. I will link it down in the video description. It is on the pricey side, but you can get it on sale. So just keep watching for the sale. It's pricey, but it is worth it for sure. Now you see the more fine shavings coming off. These are some finish cuts that I'm working on before I flip it and start working on the inside of the piece. So if you watch my channel at all, you may have noticed that my last couple of videos have been kind of off schedule from what I usually do, which is once a week, usually Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. I've had some technical issues with my editing software, which I have resolved now, so I should be back on schedule. So that's that. So flattening the mortise with the skew chisel, making some final cuts, and starting sanding the outside. This is 80 grit sandpaper. I sand up to 320. And once it's flipped around, I see how in balance it is. It's not perfect, but I start the hollowing process. This is that was the Carter & Son 5/8 bowl gouge. That was the 1-inch bowl gouge. And this is the 3/4 inch bowl gouge. And this wasn't difficult or time consuming to hollow. It was pretty Applewood. This piece anyway was pretty easy to turn. No major challenges. And I'm not sure at what point, but I did have a piece of the rim break off. I don't think it's happened yet, but I do fix that with resin. I tried very hard to find the piece on the ground, but I couldn't find it. I don't know if I got vacuumed up by the dust collection or what, but yeah, I'll probably find it in like 2 weeks. Now this piece was, I don't know if it's unusual for Apple, but had some major figure there in the bottom of the bowl to one side, and it had some cracks, but I used some Starbond CA glue to put in the cracks. I used clear to make sure that those don't crack anymore or come apart. I used Total Boat 2-to-1 epoxy here, and I used Eye Candy in the color Tiger for the pigment. I will link both of those down below if you want to check them out. There is a discount code if you're looking to purchase. So I only needed a very little bit because it was like a small triangle piece that broke off. And that tuck tape worked perfectly. I did not have a big mess. And now I'm just going to be turning off the excess resin and the final turning of the inside of the bowl before I start the sanding process. For the resin part, I used this Easywood Tool No. 1 hollower, which works really well on resin, especially if it's bumpy like this was at first. I guess now is as good a time as any to ask you to please subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed, I do upload a new video each week. It is free to subscribe, and I would really appreciate it. It would help my channel tremendously. So thank you in advance. And if you haven't hit that thumbs up button, click it now, please, and thank you. Sanding, sanding, and more sanding. 80 grit to 320 grit here, just like on the outside. This is denatured alcohol to get the dust that you can't see off of the surface before applying the sanding sealer, which is here. I apply one coat and let it dry before starting the finishing process with the Axe abrasive paste and polishing paste. This is denibbing with 600 grit sandpaper. Axe abrasive paste. As easy as buffing it, rubbing it in, buffing it in, and then buffing it out or off. Not sure which, but it's this easy to use, and it leaves an amazing finish. This is my favorite part, the polishing paste, which is really makes it pop. So if you haven't tried Axe yet, I urge you to try it. There is a 20% discount code for PF Woodturning viewers. And here is some close-ups. Don't go anywhere, but I am on screen in just a moment with some ending thoughts. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to subscribe. If you're already subscribed, hit that bell icon so you get notified every time I upload a new video. I'm going to show you the finished piece in a minute, but first, I've been getting some questions about this tool wall behind me, and it is a Ryobi product. Ryobi, sorry, it's not sponsored. I'm not even sure how to pronounce it. It is a linkable tool wall that I picked up in pieces at Home Depot. You can get as many or as few as you want, and it does provide some great organization. So like I said, not sponsored, but for those of you who've been asking, I did get it at Home Depot. I will put the link in the video description so you can check it out. Here is the piece of apple finished into a bowl. This is, so as you probably saw when I was turning, a piece chipped out, and I didn't want to lose that much depth of the bowl, so I decided to put some resin in it. And it is tiger flavor. It's the tiger color from Eye Candy, and I'll link that down in the video description as well. But I like it. Just a little piece of orange, kind of goes with the color scheme of the bowl. So a lot of figure eight here. So I have other pieces of apple, but I haven't turned any yet, so I like it. I think I like it. Yeah. So I will put some still photos here at the end, so don't go anywhere just yet. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you to my Patreon members. I really could not do this without you. I appreciate your support. If you're interested in becoming a Patreon member, check the link in the video description. I will link all the tools and products that I use down in the video description. Make sure to check out this product, the Axe abrasive paste and polishing paste that you saw me use at the end. There is a discount code for PF Woodturning viewers, so check that out down below. Until next week, peace out, guys.